I've only been here I'm only here at the end of August. So I've only been here for a month, and then I'm already being like the CEO of the organization and shit like that, just by not being here. So I think that's what working remote does limit you, because you get so comfortable, like, okay, I'm at home, I'm at work, you put that on the computer, you do whatever you want, versus now you gotta go do something, so you gotta go meet people
to move up. Yeah. How long were you doing the 9 to 5 thing?
So the benefit of it, so people say,
how long did you did it?
I did that. You're talking about like in general, like teaching
throughout your life, yeah.
Oh,
Teaching.
I did that for 2015. I was an entrepreneur before that.
Oh.
Yeah. So I did event coordinating and stuff like that in 2013. And I worked for a music company in LA when I was out there in 2013, 2014. So that was first training.
So you went from entrepreneur to working as a teacher, and then now back to entrepreneurship. So is it the same feeling that got you from working for yourself and then got you to going to like working for school and then back to entrepreneurship? Was that same feeling of like, I gotta move to something else, or was it something different?
It's kind of the same feeling, only this time, like, it's kind of like the universe forces you to do things.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, oh, I need to actually do my own thing. Because for one part, I was looking for other opportunities, but none of those opportunities were lucrative, and I'm not taking a step down in salary, that's for myself. So right now, I'm at a place, I was a director when I left that job. So I was in charge of like 25,000, 50,000 people correspondence wise. So like, to come from that, I didn't have these skills that I already know. It's kind of like you left it. You gotta sell, you're like, bro, I can sell. It's the same thing, I know how to communicate, I know how to like do these things. I can do it for myself, but now it's like, damn, I'm doing it for myself. This is how much money I got, this is how much resources I got. I need to maximize this and this window.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's where I'm at. But I'll let you know, so you're gonna be in Dallas, I'll let you know about these events, because literally like the last 2 weeks of events I went to, the networking like top tier, like bro, like amazing networking.
Do you see a lot of home service businesses there?
Yeah, it was two of the cars, one was roofing, that was at yesterday's Texas Legends, and the other guy, he did like, I think installation or something like that, but they're big in Dallas type deal. So like, one, he was working with his dad, he was there on his dad's behalf, and the other one, he owns a roofing company. So those are two, but then also this networking has been like, if they're not in that industry, they know people in that industry. So it's like, oh, what do you all right, let me call this person, this number, do this, and these people are like up there. So like when I say like the CEO of Fair Park, like he was the guest speaker today for all of us. And to make that connection, like, because he's talking about how they're getting a $300 million deal. So to hear that, and then I was at a board meeting 2 days ago about people getting a park getting $10 million. I'm in these rooms like, I see how the money's moving. This is what I do. You know, how does all this connect? And why am I in these rooms? That's where I'm at right now. Like,
what's the connecting point?
Yeah, like why is the universe putting me in these rooms, giving me these connections? And I've already had connections too, so it's like, he mentioned some stuff and I was like, oh, like, I have that connection already. I know the president from that from last year when I was working with him. Oh, I have this connection. How do I make these connect type deal? So, yeah. It's an interesting dynamic. I'm excited.
I mean, that's business, you know?
Yeah.
It's about who you know, but also who knows you.
True.
Because then if you know them, but they don't know you, it's kind of hard to trust somebody you don't know, right?
Yeah.
So they will only recommend you when they know you, and by knowing you is they do business with you. People cannot really know how you operate, or they don't typically recommend your company until they do business with you, because they gotta make sure that what they're recommending is actually legit.
That makes sense. I remember you saying that before, but you said it in a different way before. You said, most of your, how did you say it? No, I messed it up. It was like, most of your friends do business with you. The best friends do business with you right now. Yeah.
Because it's only when you transact that you actually trust somebody, you know? People put their mouth where their money is. If they have transacted with you, they're going to put their mouth to support you. But how do you know somebody really supports you if they haven't transacted with your business? And you know your business is something man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's the only way. It's like, you only go to dinner with somebody that you really like. Because you know you're going to spend 2 hours with that person.
And most likely some money too. So.
Yeah, if you don't really want to go to lunch or dinner, you just make up something not to go home. Or you never take the invite.
True.
So those are the stages of relationships, I feel. First stage, you meet.
Yeah.
Second stage, you go to dinner with them. Third stage, you transact. And when you transact is when the relationship actually solidifies. In a business environment, right? And obviously there's different kind of friendships.
Do you consider the transaction if they are putting in connection for the transaction?
Oh yeah. Any kind of transaction.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So like, some people aren't in my industry, but they have been putting me in like, hey, this person's a great person. No, they don't do business.
But the first thing that they say, they talk about you.
That's true.
You know, so.
When did you start doing that after the conferences that you went to?
What?
The cameras. I noticed that you transitioned after the conferences to pivoting to like having more intentional cameras versus your phone recording.
Yeah, what's it for? Yeah, I think, I met a couple guys that were creating content. And, it's kind of like, you said it first. I know this guy, and this guy does this. First, they trust the person.
Yeah.
Then they trust the business. And then they trust the relationship. So, it's like the same thing. If you build your personal brand, if you build your business through your personal brand, it's kind of like this guy's out there.
Yes.
He's not hiding. He's not gonna do us wrong. Like, you can easily go online and post something on a review and screw us up.
Yeah.
So if you have an online presence, you're showing that you're not afraid of that. So you must be doing a great job regardless. So, and then the quality of what you post draws attention. And attention is a new currency.
I've noticed that.
You will only transact with as many people as you attract. If you don't attract them, they're never going to reach out to you anyways. Build a coaching business upon that too, because people are reaching out for advice. Hey, what do you do here? What do I do here? What do I do that? I got tired of answering individual texts, and I'm like, if you want my time, this is the fee monthly. We're gonna 2 calls per week.
That's why you've been showing that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I thought that was like people who work for you. I didn't realize that was like being coached.
No, I pay for coaching. I pay about $40,000 a year in coaching.
Really? Oh yeah, that's how you put that. Yeah.
Myself. But then my coaching is pretty much free. I mean, I charge $250 a month,
Yeah.
and they get 2 calls per week. I show them how to do the business from the tax to opening up to door knocking, tactics of social media, tactics of how to market, tactics of how to get customers, pricing. I give them my playbook, and they can just like follow the steps. Like if I would have had that when I first started, instead of getting the goals in 1 year, I would have hit it in 6 months. The average business owner doesn't get to where I got to, not even 5 years.
I've noticed that too.
So, the experience that I got into sales, combine it with the branding experience that I got in the conference, combine it with the demand of the product itself. Those are the 3 things you want to know.
And you sell those on Instagram, or you just people you do
Everything, bro. I mean, 100% of my customers are coaching on social media. That's
Really?
That's for sure. Yeah.
I thought like you personally know them too.
Every single one of them. 4 of the guys that I coach, I've never met. I met through social media, and then we met in person. Like, they reach out to me via social media, and then met in person.
That's dope. Proud of you, man. You moved it quickly in 6-7 months.
Yeah. And like that business cash flow about $4,000 a month.
Yeah.
And I just talk about the things that I do already. You know, like I'm like half of the people are not gonna take action anyways. You know, they're just here to feel like they're learning something, but if they do apply it, it's a game changer. If somebody would have laid out the plan for me like I do for this guys,
Have you seen any of them use the game plan? Or you
three of them. Fucking. There's a guy Nathan in California who tripled his sales.
Really?
He never made more than $500 a week, and now he makes $5,000. That's 10x. I'm not even kidding. He never had staff people.
Yeah.
And he had 6 now. So I showed you the hiring process too. How to hire, where to find them. Like I did that too. Yeah. I went through like 40 people to find 12 guys that were like.
What made you keep the girl who had the car accident?
Because she's always like, she's always rushing. She's my best cleaner.
Yeah.
You know, nothing's gonna not make the car accident happen. The accident happened. What am I gonna do about it now?
Yeah.
You know, so she was rushing from one house to the other. Shit happens. That could have happened. But she did skip the stop sign though. But people are gonna make mistakes. Those are the times in which they get to test you. Like, are you really for me, or are you really just for your business?
That makes sense.
You know, I think that was the one event that showed her that I'm all in for her. Because the first thing I asked her was like, "Are you alright?"
Yeah.
She was like, "Yeah, but the car is destroyed." And I'm like, "Well, there's nothing we can really do about it. I mean, as long as you don't go to the hospital."
Was it her car or your car?
My car.
That's what I thought.
New.
Yeah.
6 months in, that car had 0 miles on it. But I'm like, what am I gonna do about it now?
Yeah.
You know, and now she's sold 100% on me, not because I told her something, but because I did something and showed her. You know, most of the people are like, I'm saying this to my employees, they don't pay attention to me, they're not following instructions. Yeah, definitely they're not, because you're telling them what to do instead of showing them what to do. You know, like, I never asked them to do something that I don't do. Like, I'm like, you want to, look, clean it this way, and I do it.
It probably made everybody else be like, oh, he's a great boss at that point.
You know, like, I never blamed her. I was like, hey, you know, company pays for it, whatever, things are going to happen. There was an emergency fund already there. You know, that's it. So, she knows that she cannot just be messing up, but at least she knows that I'm pulling for her too, not just for myself.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that was a definite time for me too, because that really showed me how I've grown. Like 2 years ago, I would have not reacted like that.
I know.
2 years ago.
I know the girl on 2 years ago. You're like, what the fuck? How did you be?
2 years ago, you crashed my car. You better hide.
You know? What's wrong with you? I don't care what's that.
But my first reaction was like, are you okay?
Yeah.
And then, by the end of the day, I got like 3 more customers after they told me that.
Yeah.
I mean, and got home and I'm like, okay, I reacted way better than what I would have done. That showed me physically that I have grown so much in the last 2 years or a year. So I'm like, how would I have reacted 2 years ago? Completely different. And that tells you, like, you were here, now you're here. Now the sky's the limit. Because that's real growth.
Yeah.
It's not just how much money you're making, but how you're reacting to the things around you and how you're letting that affect who you are. How you react to things. Do you really react to things, or you act based on things that happen? Do you react or act? You pick one or the other. The first one, like the read, is coming from outside, attacking you. The active is coming from the inside out. So it's like when actually I learned that when that happens, you really get to see where your mind's at. Because you would just vomit whatever's inside of you. If you have good things inside of you, you will vomit good things.
Yeah.
But if you got fucking hate inside of you, the clearance fucked. You wanna go to the pool?
Okay. Let me finish this rotation. Gotcha. You got your phone, right? Huh? You got your phone, right?
No.
I see two up there, that's why I asked.
Where?
Right there.
My phone's off.
Oh, it's off. All right.